Good morning. I just finished my first BNI presentation under my own company's name. I've been in BNI for a couple of years now under the name of Jamison Grace Marketing. Shout out to Nathan Arthur for inviting me to representing his company. I'm a chapter launch coach with BNI, and I was really looking forward to showcasing my own company, particularly in this season of transition. Left the church in May 15th, had worked there for 6 years, and then left Jamison Grace, and being more intentional about building a business that aligns with who I am and what I believe. And so I wanted to record it, and I brought the camera, I brought the microphone to clip on. I turned on the camera, I set it up, I made sure the positioning was right. Same thing with the microphone, and I did not hit record on either. And so yeah, missed opportunity in terms of recording and being able to see how I did and get an impression of feedback for how I want to show up and how I saw myself on the other side. Overall, it was okay. It wasn't as smooth as I would have liked it. What worked, I started my BNI presentation with a learning lab experience rather than talking about who I am and my why, which is how I've done it. Those two parts are how I usually do it, and how sometimes BNI suggests when you're getting started. I gave them a mini momentum pack, which was just a question that was printed out on cardstock as opposed to the handwritten individualized question that I put into the momentum packs when they're purchased online. So what worked? What worked was having that first part being a learning lab experience, and people sharing their perspectives of how they thought the relationship worked based on the role that and the instructions I gave the two volunteers. What worked was during my weekly presentation. So in BNI, you have the weekly presentation that every member gets to do, each one lasting from anywhere to 30 to 60 seconds. Then you have the featured presentation, which is 10 minutes. During my weekly presentation, which was 60 seconds, I asked each of my members to consider what they wanted more, better, or different for Q3 in terms of professional, personal, contributing, or taking care of themselves. I think that set up my presentation well. In my presentation, we got to talk about those things that were automatic, that you believe you see just based on the patterns, and how my business exists to bust those things up and to help you see those things and be more aware. So I think that worked, using the weekly presentation to prime the pump for the featured presentation. What didn't work was me being the president and the featured presentation and all the technology on my phone. I couldn't see the things I wanted to see. So that could have been split out and it would have been smoother. What didn't work was me not going through the full presentation beforehand to see timing wise where I would be on each piece, because I forgot to start the timer on the BNI president part of the technology, and so I wasn't quite sure how long I had. What didn't work is not having a QR code or a link to all the products that I mentioned, so I get to follow up with that. What didn't work was not having a way for people to give feedback immediately after. I'll send a link with that and ask for that kind of information. What didn't work was not hitting record and not asking for support. Before I started, Christy, our vice president, asked me could she help, and I said no, I got it. And if I had asked for support, I would have had less things in my brain, and so it would have went smoother. Cognitively keeping the president role and responsibility in my mind, as well as focusing on my business and the learning lab experience, and being a little nervous about presenting my business for the first time to in this setting did not set me up for success. So that's where we're currently at. I'm just taking this video so I have something and so I could share. I did promise videos to a couple of people. Unfortunately, like I said, I had it set up, but I didn't hit record on either. So there's a learning lab experience on July 10th. We're playing Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow game. It's free to attend the game. You get to invest in yourself if you want to stay for a debriefing or go to a coffee shop for a debriefing afterwards. And if you want to do that, you can experience it in a week and a half. All right, I'm out, people.